from right to left. Georgia from left to right. Georgia State, I should say, as it's tipped up. Won by URI, controlled by Makai Mitchell. And Jeremy Shepard will bring it up for the 4-2 Rhode Island Rams, hosting the Georgia State Panthers at 4-1 and the preseason #1 team out of the Sun Belt Conference. As it's fed along the baseline, first shot goes long off the hands of Makai Mitchell. And we again officially welcome you inside the Ryan Center. Stone Freeman and Kyle Standing getting ready here and moving right into the game as, again, Georgia State, according to Jeff Goodman from Stadium, is without some of their key players today, and some due to injury, but largely to a positive COVID-19 case, and due to some players being unvaccinated, certain players could not make the trip, as Rawls puts it up as the shot clock goes off, and he didn't hit anything. So we'll take a look at the away coach first. That's Rob Lanier, who's in season #3 and a former A-10 all-freshman selection. Back in the 1986-87 season, he's a St. Bonaventure graduate, so he's back coaching inside an Atlantic 10 arena. I'm sure he's been here on several occasions in the 80s and into the early 90s as a member of the St. Bonaventure Bonnies. As fed inside and backing out some opposition was Makai Mitchell into the awaiting hands of, looked like, number 30, Caleb Scott. And on the other end, that leads to a bucket for Evan Johnson, the Durham, North Carolina native, that rattles one, or rather gets nothing but the net. And it's 3-0 Panthers.
Yeah, and Johnson's going to be a guy that they look to a lot today. As you mentioned, a lot of players out today, and Johnson's got to be one of those primary scorers for the Panthers.
So the Panthers have that positive case that, again, according to Jeff Goodman, they're without some players on this trip due to vaccination statuses, as trying to bring it the length of the court is Williams. He leaves it off the side of the iron. Makai Mitchell has the rebound, but also just as it's stolen in the backcourt. And underneath, it's going to be Rhode Island basketball, making a case maybe for a foul was Kane Williams. There's David Cox for URI, 4th season at the helm. He has more wins in his first 3 full seasons in Kingston than any coach in the history of URI basketball, and his team out to a 4-2 start, looking for a 5-2 start. It would be their first since the 2019-2020 season, as they are going to concur that it is Rhode Island basketball. But Georgia State, too, Kyle, also has some injuries, too, that don't have anything to do with their COVID-19 positive case, but some big injuries, too. Their big fella on the interior is out today, that 6'10 frame from Thomas, as up and through for URI on the other side.
Yeah, Stone, you mentioned Jalen Thomas. Another key player out tonight is freshman forward Jaheim Hudson, who's given them 7 points and 7 rebounds as a starter in his first year. A freshman just out of Wheeler High School who was a top 25 team in the country. He won 2 state championships with them.
Working in the paint and a baby hook from Caleb Scott. He's appeared in 5 games this season, just 6.6 minutes per game, though. So, again, showing what Rob Lanier has to work with today, a limited team with limited minutes as his Georgia State Panthers come out in a zone. Shepard spots from 3, nothing but the bottom of the net. And early on in this game, we're tied up at 5 apiece, 3 minutes in.
And Shepard's not going to miss those wide open threes. The Georgia State zone needs to work itself out. They got a couple guys, as we mentioned, that haven't had a lot of experience this year, and they'll need to get adjusted quickly if they want to stay in this game.
Shepard shooting 41% from 3. That's higher than his average percentage at just 38, is off the mark for Elamine, and it's a whistle that's going to go against Rhode Island. I believe it's 22, and that is Makai Mitchell that pushed Scott on the rebound. And we'll take another look at that triple, though, from Shepard, as here's one of his runners. He's got all of Rhode Island's 5 points, and then he has this triple from the corner, too. Good vision from Makai Mitchell. Finds Shepard wide open, and he's got all of Rhode Island's 5 points.
Yeah, and Shepard, as I said earlier, does not miss those. He's probably the best three-point shooter on the team, shooting 42% this year. He'll need to be a key scorer today for the Rams.
Rhode Island off of that 1-2 trip down to Florida before the Thanksgiving holiday last weekend, played 2 games in Daytona Beach at the Sunshine Slam, and then played a true road game, their first and only road game of the season against Florida Gulf Coast, as we have a hooking foul, offensive foul against Rawls, who hooked around a Rhode Island defender, an offensive foul, and Rhode Island gets the ball back.
Yeah, you can tell that the Panthers are really trying to work out this chemistry. A group of players that haven't really played a lot together this year. They'll need to figure it out quickly, though, as the Rams can put up points in a hurry.
Panthers rely heavily on defense as Makai Mitchell is fouled before the shot, but take a second here to highlight that defense for the Panthers. They have 3 impressive statistics where they're within the top 20 in the NCAA. They average 11 steals per game, which is 18th in the country. Turnover margins at 6.6 on the positive side. That's 19th in the country as Leggett gets a bucket. He went scoreless against Florida Gulf Coast on Tuesday, and he's got his first bucket of the evening. But just to wrap up the thought for the Panther defense, they are 16th in turnovers forced per game. They're forcing just under 20 turnovers per game this season, Kyle. Yeah,
the Panthers are definitely a lethal defensive team. They like to get their offense started on the defensive end. And, you know, you mentioned their defense, but the Rams' defense is huge too, with 49 blocks for the season. As we see a steal here from Georgia State.
Stolen inside the paint now, and the steal is credited to Evan Johnson. Off the mark, a three-point attempt from Williams, and Rhode Island comes back up with it. Leggett has it, feeds it on the inside to Makai Mitchell, spinning away, and he misses. Rhode Island struggling early on from inside the paint. We've seen a three-point bucket from Jeremy Shepard. Other than that, their points also come from Shepard and Leggett, so their guards have also
2 points and 1 rebound last year, but we haven't seen any scoring yet from the Rams interior. We'll see if Georgia State can hold up inside.
Williams hits his first, and we talked about him in the open, and he is a great representative of what Georgia State basketball is. Preseason all Sun Belt second team. He was that MVP at the Legends Classic at High Point University earlier this week. This Georgia State team, again, they're 4-1 right now. They've won each of their last 2, beat a William & Mary team, beat High Point and Tubby Smith on their home court down in North Carolina. And they come up here to Kingston. They'll welcome the Rams to Atlanta next year. Again, part of a home and home here. Just the 3rd time these two teams met. They met in a home and home back in 2011, 2012, as well. As Walker spots up a 3 and hits. He continues to impress. Antoine Walker's last few games, in particular that swing down to Florida, very impressive. He had 8 points on 3 of 3 shooting against Tulsa, 15 points against Boston College in Rhode Island's lone win in Daytona. And then last time out, 13 points off the bench for Rhode against the Eagles of Florida Gulf Coast. He starts off with a 3 that gives Rhode Island the lead again, 10-7, as a three-pointer from the corner goes through, and the Panthers respond. Western Kentucky transfer Jordan Rawls hits it, and we're knotted up at 10, 14, 15 remaining.
Yeah, Jordan Rawls, another guy we talked before the game that's going to have to step up in the scoring department for the Panthers, as we see Mitchell put up a hook shot in and out there, and Kane Williams push the floor.
Mitchell is struggling thus far. He's 0 of 6 as Shepard comes up with the steal. Here come the running Rams. Jeremy already has 5, now make it 7. 7 of Rhode Island's 12 points come from Jeremy Shepard, as Georgia State, they like to do this, a lot of pace, and you see him just really in one pass the entire length of the court. Now they can set up their offense.
Yeah, and when the Rams get a bucket, the Panthers are not worried at all. They're pushing the floor immediately, looking to get that 2 points right back.
And there's a turnover, lobbing it out of bounds, tapping his chest as if to say, my fault, is Kane Williams, as a couple substitutions come in for each team, as Malik Martin also comes in. But let's take a look here at this steal from Shepard. Right place, right time, and Kylie brought it himself all the way to the bucket.
Yeah, Shepard, he's really just an incredible playmaker for this Ram team. Can really push the floor with his great handle. Really made something happen there and finished it all the way for the Rams.
Rhode Island just 2 turnovers in the opening, just about 7 minutes. It's an impressive number again against a team that has about 20 turnovers forced per game, as Makai Mitchell is fouled inside the interior. And officials are going to come in and break up some extracurriculars that are happening on the interior of the paint. Nothing major though.
Yeah, Georgia State, just a smaller team, again, as we mentioned. They're going to have to really battle, as they have been in this first half, and in the inside. And we saw there, you know, maybe battling a little too hard for Makai Mitchell's like.
Ma comes into the game off the bench for Georgia State as he plays tough defense on Makai Mitchell immediately. Shot clock is down to 15 seconds. Leggett already has a bucket, hop steps in, counted and one. FGCU, he only has 10 points, so now he has 5 here to start, and really that's half the production he's had over the last 4 games.
Yeah, he's really been the X factor this year for the Rams. When he plays well, they play well. When he doesn't, they don't. As a great block there from Makai Mitchell. Just as we were saying though, Leggett, they're not going to win a lot of games this year if Leggett finishes with 0 points.
That was a nice sequence there. Martin had the block, then took it himself. Lead pass up ahead to Antoine Walker. Those two are such a pivotal part of Rhode Island's offense this season. Just the first game last time out against FGCU where Rhode Island outscored the opponent's bench and lost. And that's largely due, in fact, to the 23 points from Martin and Antoine Walker. That's something that they do as a constant. And again, only one game to show for it where Rhode Island lost, and the two of them helping lead Rhode Island's bench scoring as we get a foul against Georgia State's 30. Caleb Scott, his second already for a team that really can't afford foul trouble today.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't have the size or the depth today to afford foul trouble. But as you mentioned, the Rams, they'll need to get inside here. They'll need to get Leggett going and get some open threes here for Thomas if they want to get it going today offensively.
Thomas misses as pushing it up ahead. Here's Ma up inside, and he finger rolled it over the front of the rim. And it's a 5-point game, 17-12. So Georgia State, despite some roster problems early on in this one, very much in this contest. They're showing a zone defense too, which has been scary to Rhode Island. It's not that the Rams can't break it, but David Cox talked about it after the FGCU loss. He needs his team to develop some more patience, and I think that's really on full display there as Leggett pops up a forced 3-point shot that's off the side of the rim as Ma responds. A 5-point run of his own, and this was a 7-point game. It's now down to 2 as Ma hits back-to-back buckets, 17-15. Next whistle will bring us to a timeout.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the offense is looking a little stagnant for the Rams. They need to get the ball moving, need to stay patient. And on the defensive end, they need to hustle back. The Rams are a team that like to push the floor, but it seems like Georgia State's outrunning them right now.
Rhode Island with a nice pass inside, Walker to Martin. We just talked about the significance of the two of them. Georgia State, though, looking to respond. Ma has back-to-back buckets, and he misses that one. Martin with a rebound. And great pace to this game thus far as the Rams look to respond the opposite direction. They just got a bucket that brought this game back up to a 4-point advantage. As Thomas works. Leggett along the baseline. Ball loose. From Makai Mitchell, Makel Mitchell, Antoine Walker, 3 of Rhode Island's biggest threats on the inside. As Walker comes up with the steal, the Panthers are trying to force it up forward as Thomas works with it along the near side for URI.
Yeah, and that press could be key for the Rams. The Georgia State Panthers have done a great job early on of pushing the floor. Let's see if they can slow them down as the ball fall out of bounds here and stay with the Rams.
Rhode Island's last time out against FGCU was a heartbreaker down in Fort Myers. Rhode Island at the half led by double figures. They were up by 11 at the half, and they couldn't close out the game. They were up 36-25 after 20 minutes. They're outscored by 12 in the second half, 42-30. And the Eagles get a victory on their home court, 67-66, as Walker throws it out of bounds.
And for the Rams, that could be one at the end of the season that they really wish they could have back. A great first half performance. Just blew it in the second half. Gave up a lot more points offensively. Couldn't find the stroke from 3, and now they find themselves 4-2.
Yeah, the second half, 3-point shooting. Granted, the Rams only had 4 attempts, but they didn't make one. They went 0-4 in the second half against Florida Gulf Coast, and they wrap up their trip down south 1-2, and they come back with an overall record of 4 wins and 2 losses, but nonetheless happy to be home in the Ryan Center. Ma for 3, and he hits. He is continuing to impress and keeping Georgia State well within striking distance. Ma appeared in just 3 games this season, averaging just 3.3 minutes a game, and he has come off the bench, hit a couple threes, a 2-point bucket, and has brought Georgia State within 2 points, 20-18, as Shepard already has 7, now make it 11. A 3-point bucket for Jeremy Shepard, and a nice response for Rhode Island.
Yeah, and Shepard is steaming hot early on with 10 points on 4 of 4. But you talked about Ma, 3 of 4 in just 8 minutes to start the game. He really hasn't had a lot of playing time this year. But he's going to be, it appears, a key player for them today as he can really shoot the ball.
Georgia State beat High Point last time out, 74-66 in overtime. Again, they come in as the preseason favorite to win the Sun Belt. A couple players named to preseason all-conference teams, of course, without the likes of Corey Allen tonight, Justin Roberts. Two of their huge contributors, Roberts with 18.6 points per game. He's out today, led the team in scoring last season. Got a guy like Kane Williams who's still out there, but that's really their big three, right? Williams, Roberts, Allen. To have them all healthy and well is a key portion. Today they're just without that depth, and it leaves Williams shouldering a lot of the production for the Panthers.
Yeah, he's going to be the primary ball handler and playmaker today, as well as the primary scorer. He's really just going to have to do everything they ask of him today if they want to have a chance.
Top of the key, the ball is controlled by Johnson. He gives way to Ma, who again has impressed. 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting so far, about halfway through the first half. Johnson again works it with the shot clock down to 5. In the paint, can't hit, and Shepard with the light rebound. Leggett in the paint, throws it up, still no whistle. And the ball's loose, and here come the Panthers again. This is where they are comfortable, Georgia State. They are used to pushing the ball out. Of course, they'll have some more depth usually where they can afford to do it a little bit cleaner. But Rhode Island comes up with the steal. Back and forth we go.
An excellent ball movement there from Georgia State, but just great recovery from the Rams as Martin misses that 3.
Martin missed it. Ma got the rebound. And the ball was brought up by Kalik Brooks, who's a walk-on that's going to be playing huge minutes today for the Panthers. Downhill for Johnson. He kicks it. The ball's loose, and here comes Elamine. Leaves it out to Martin. Martin up ahead and lays it up. Just shooting 63% from there, so a positive takeaway for the senior. And he has the Panthers now within 5, 25-20, 7:20 left to go in the first half. Martin hop step and kicked it out to Leggett. Leggett hit his first 2 shots as Thomas now works the point. Kick out, Shepard along the baseline. He'll kick it out. Shot clock down to 6. Leggett left it short, but Mikal Mitchell grabs a defensive rebound, and he traveled trying to post up. He backpedaled 1 too many steps, and it's a turnover.
Yeah, and it's a turnover there, Stone, but great ball movement there from the Rams. Shepard driving to the rim off the swing, finding Leggett for an open 3. It just didn't fall. Mitchell with a great rebound, but unfortunately falls over for the turnover.
Inside the final 7 minutes of the first half of play. Ball is brought up by Rawls. Far side now, Williams elevates, but he got rid of it to Ma, who's been a stud early on. He kicks it out looking for a dime, and that shot goes long for Jamal Cleese, who's into the game for the first time, as we have an offensive foul in the paint. Mitchell getting involved with Cleese, and Georgia State loves it. And I think Ma might have also been tangled up in there.
Yeah, we've really emphasized the size advantage for the Rams, and you can tell the Mitchell twins are battling down there, trying to take advantage of that. But the Georgia State Panthers have done an excellent job of walling up and playing great defense on the interior.
As Williams brings up the ball. Corey Allen last year, a second-team All-Sun Belt selection, as inside the paint it's thrown up by Jordan Rawls, and he'll get it to go, just averaging 5.6 points per game, and he's got 5 already on 2 or 3 from the field. But Allen, a preseason first-teamer there without today. So a guy like Rawls has to really show up, and so far so good, a 3-point affair in Kingston. And we get a foul against Cleese. As we take a look here, Rawls did a really good job of kind of hopping back from the defense a little bit to move forward and lofts it up and through. Make this a 1-score game as Mikal Mitchell will get free throws.
Mitchell 1 for 2 on the day. Let's see if he can knock down both here.
There's his numbers against FGCU. First one up and through for Mitchell, so he'll earn a second one. Walker comes back into the game.
And Stone, you can't help but notice Makai Mitchell, no matter what, no matter how many points he has, no matter what he's doing on defense, he's always got the rebound. He's already got 7 rebounds today with just 6 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, leaves him an opportunity to have a really big game if he's halfway to that double-double already. And we've seen him really perform at some times this season.
If you'll remember when we did our last broadcast together, Stone, against Bryan, he had 14 points and 18 rebounds. It's a tremendous game for him.
That's right, as the Panthers get a bucket, but Makai has impressed. Again, that game against Bryan, it's so important, as you talked about, Kyle, as Shepard throws up another one, and he can't miss. Jeremy Shepard, 13 points, leading all scorers, and a perfect 5 from 5 from the field. He adds 2 dimes with it.
Shepard has just been perfect today for the Rams. He's done everything they've asked of him every time they've asked it from him.
Rawls drives through the paint, and he goes up and gets fouled. The only loss of the season for the Panthers comes against an Atlantic 10 foe. They lost to Richmond earlier this season at Richmond. As we take another look, though, here at this three-point bucket from Shepard, and he's way out in Plains Road. Drilled it.
Yeah, Shepard doesn't really have a limit to his range. He's very comfortable from that distance.
Free throws now on the other side of things, and it's a make for Jordan Rawls. But that loss to Richmond is the only blemish to Georgia State's season thus far. And a team at full strength can really make some noise. Probably will inevitably end up in the postseason. Again, in a conference like the Sun Belt, you'll see a lot of teams challenge themselves in the non-conference slate because they know that it's really usually a one-bid league, and that's no disrespect. It's just historically how it works. As Thomas thinks 3, and he misses.
Yeah, and the Panthers electing to let Thomas take that one, and he misses it. We'll see if they continue to let him shoot.
Thomas had his first free throw attempts against Florida Gulf Coast their last time out. Free throws inevitably won FGCU the basketball game as Thomas gets active with Evan Johnson. But if you just watch the final 2 possessions of URI FGCU, you would see it was a relatively frustrating end of the game for Rhode Island fans in particular. You take the lead on free throws, and then Jeremy Shepard gets whistled for a foul against a guy that is automatic in Tavian Dunn Martin. On really, which was probably just a touch foul. Enough to make the call, sure, but to send somebody to the line with 3 seconds left, you're looking for a little bit more contact than what Shepard gave Dunn Martin, but inevitably, the former Duquesne Duke, now turned Florida Gulf Coast Eagle, hit his first half of a 1-and-1, then hit the second, took the lead 67-66, and gave FGCU the lead as Walker works in the paint. He's got 2 men around him, Ma behind him, and Brooks in front of him, and one of them's going to get whistled for a foul.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Stone, if you're the Rams against FGCU, you never want to see the ref decide the game in that kind of sense. But, you know, that's the way the dice rolls sometimes. They put themselves in that position where it was only a 1-point game, and Dunn Martin was able to capitalize as he did all night long and knock down those 2 free throws.
And Dunn Martin was a stud in that game for FGCU, 26 points. As Walker misses, he'll get a second though. And Antoine Walker had a pretty good night though, 13 points, 6 of 6. He had a perfect evening against Boston College the second time around in Daytona. And he started off that game against FGCU with 4 straight buckets. So he at one point had a stretch where he went 5 of 5 against BC, 4 of 4 against Florida Gulf Coast. He had made 9 straight baskets in real-time play.
And Walker, a huge player last year as well for the Rams. But you mentioned just perfect from the floor. He's leading the team in field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage, believe it or not, shooting 4 of 7 from 3 at 58%.
Second chance opportunity for Mitchell. That's Makai. And now he already has 10 rebounds. gets his first field goal of the afternoon. He's got a couple free throws. He's got 4 points in total as he comes up with a loose ball. Here come the Rams now, up by 7. Mackay in the paint again, and he goes off the glass and in. Nice sequence for Mackay Mitchell to give Rhode Island a 9-point cushion with 3:20 left to go in the first half.
I think he just got 4 points and 2 rebounds in about 20 seconds
That's
there. Mitchell just incredible on the interior, starting to wear down this Panthers size.
Leggett coming in at the next whistle for Rhode Island. Shielding off the dribbling from Rawls was Mitchell, and Rawls.
One of the biggest upsets of the 2010s against Baylor. Ron Hunter taking the spill off his chair. Just a great moment. But that you can't help but feel like that really propelled Georgia State into being a Sun Belt powerhouse.
Yeah, last year they went 16-6 overall, despite that COVID-shortened season. As a three-point bid goes through, and it's Brooks, who just has 2 total points on the season, and he's cut this game to 4 as Georgia State continuing to impress with a shortened bench. They've come out, clamped down defensively against Rhode Island over the last few minutes. This was a 9-point game. Now it's down to just 4 with 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Yeah, and they're going to need more contributions from people like Brooks. People that they don't get a lot of minutes and points from, they're going to need that today.
Martin inside, lays it up and in. Malik finishes it off, and this is back to a 6-point affair.
Martin just so strong on the interior. Definitely not as tall as some of those guys down there, but can battle with the best of them.
Inside, and Georgia State responds. That one dropped through and hit nothing but net. So for a moment had to wait to see it did actually go down, but we can't confirm. And Kane Williams with a bucket to cut this to 4 again.
Yeah, funky release there from Williams underneath Mitchell and gets it to go.
Martin, though, responds. And he's been elegant off the bench. 8 first half points for Malik. It's a 6-point game again. So back and forth we go. Georgia State looking to respond here with a left jab. Rawls on the interior, kicks it out to Ma, who's thinking 3, and a big one for the Panthers. Cuts the deficit in 2, 38-35 with a minute remaining in the first.
And Ma, someone who's had very limited minutes this year for the Panthers, is their leading scorer now with 11 points, 3 of 4 from downtown.
The Panthers have hit each of their last 3. Rhode Island's hit each of their last 4 as Leggett puts one through.
And this looks like it could be one of those games.
Post-Thanksgiving college hoops are always exciting. The tail end or middle of the non-conference slate, I should say. Georgia State's been great in the non-conference. Last year, 6-1, which was their best winning percentage in the non-conference since 2000. And it's a Georgia State foul against Ma. And he disagreed with it, didn't see where it came from. Nonetheless, Rhode Island with 13.4 seconds remaining have a chance to extend what is already a 6-point lead.
Yeah, and the Rams would feel very excited about going into the second half. They had a 3-possession lead as opposed to a 2-possession lead.
Clock down to 4. Shepard has been perfect, and that's on top of the visiting Georgia State University Panthers. We thank you so much for spending some time with us on this Saturday afternoon. Georgia State going to be shooting now, if you're facing center court, on the left side hoop and moving from right to left across your radio, or rather television, I should say. And on the other side of things, Rhode Island and their home whites will now move the opposite direction. The first half will shoot on the right side hoop. But Rob Lanier's squad, got to give him credit when it's due to keep this at a 6-point affair, where the depth and really reasoning were all on Rhode Island's side. Georgia State's defense did a pretty good job there. Other than that Rhode Island stretch where Rhode Island went 6 of 6 really towards the tail end of the half, Georgia State had, trailed by 9, then they crawled back to within 2 again, and now just a 6-point disadvantage for them, and they get the ball out of the half as a 3-point bid is off the mark, and a rebound underneath. It's an offensive foul. Elamine draws the contact. Rhode Island will take over.
Yeah, Elamine there with a nice draw and charge there. Had some great on-ball defense earlier as well on Kane Williams. The Rams will need to step up their perimeter defense. As you mentioned, Georgia State had a pretty solid offensive first half. The Rams will need to slow them down if they want to ensure this victory.
And a technical foul, I believe, is going to be issued to Rob Lanier. And he smirks, looking at the official, now knows to keep quiet, but he's still trying to plead his case, and he's upset with the call nonetheless, and Rhode Island now will get a free throw.
Yeah, and it didn't look like much until the call was made. He seemed pretty relaxed over there on the sideline as we get the call.
So the official says it's an unsportsmanlike technical foul against Rob Lanier. 2 shots coming up, and we'll see right where he gets tacked up. You can see him jawing with the official, and that's where he gets it, right there as Shepard looks over at the official.
Lanier just kind of smiling. You almost think he knew it was coming, but not happy with the call. And the Rams will take possession now with an 8-point lead.
So he wants to get further explanation and doesn't agree with it nonetheless. Now Georgia State, the deficit goes to 8 points. Rhode Island will possess the basketball out of the technical free throws where Shepard made both. Elamine kicks it out. Leggett for 3. And a beautiful sequence. The extra pass for Rhode Island and the kick out that ends with a made bucket. Leggett with a triple.
And the Rams offense against this Georgia State zone is much improved from the past 3 games that they've had. Just able to work the ball around and find openings in the zone for open threes.
Baseline jump shot for Brooks, no good. That triple for Leggett comes off of an assist as inside Mitchell misses, but he'll get 2. Rhode Island against Florida Gulf Coast last time out had 14 assists on 25 made baskets. That's 56% of the made buckets for Rhode Island came off of a dish. And here's one here. Elamine gives it to Leggett, and he now has 7 in the game. But that game against Florida Gulf Coast is just the first time this season where Rhode Island lost the game despite having 50% of their made field goals assisted on. So that really is the anomaly this season so far, was that Florida Gulf Coast game.
Yeah, and, you know, that's great numbers, obviously, in terms of percentage of baskets assisted on. The Rams, you know, won't be expecting too many losses if they pass the ball like that.
Rhode Island has made 17 field goals in this game, 12 of which have been assisted on. Elamine leads all players with 4 on his team. Williams, on the other side of things for Georgia State, has 6 dimes.
Yeah, and you mentioned Elamine, the leading assister for the Rams today. Yet to get on the scoreboard in terms of points, but always finds a way to contribute for this team.
48-35, Rhode Island up on top over Georgia State, as that one well off the mark for Rawls, who teed it up.
Yeah, and we've mentioned Rawls as one of those guys that has to step up for the Panthers today. And he's got to get a better shot than that. He's got to not force it if he wants to get a lot of points today for the Panthers.
Ma will come in at the next whistle for Georgia State, as Leggett passes it to Mitchell. Mitchell kicks it out to Elamine, who's looking for the scoring column, and he finds it. A triple for URI, and the Rams continuing to expand on this lead. It's now up to 16 inside, and that one blocked away, but a foul is going to bail out the block shot.
Yeah, Stone, we mentioned in that Florida Gulf Coast game how the Rams 0 of 4 from 3 in the second half. Here we'll see another knockdown 3 from Ishmael Elamine. Great ball movement. But the Rams getting good looks from 3 and knocking them down early in this second half, something that they'll need to do if they want to get wins this year.
And again, for Rhode Island fans, they'll remember the 2018-19 season, David Cox's first year at the helm in Kingston. Rhode Island was not a very good three-point shooting team. In fact, at one point, they were the worst three-point shooting team in the country. So this is a welcome change of pace. Rams free throw shooting has gone up. Three-point shooting has gone up. And they do a really good job in terms of limiting their amount of three-point shots as a whole. Rhode Island going more so for high percentage 2s, as there's one that's off the mark. Leggett comes in for the offensive rebound. He can't finish it. It's tapped up once. Ball's loose on the ground and will become Panther basketball.
A great job battling underneath there by Mitchell and Ma. But, you know, this Georgia State team, they're only down 14 here. It feels like the Rams are pulling away a little bit, but Georgia State, an experienced team, under a great coach, Rob Lanier, they'll look to hang in this one.
You got to think when that depth will come back to really hurt them. But you're right, Kyle. For the moment, couple possessions, especially the way Ma's been shooting as he steps back for three. That one's short, and it's going to be a foul, I believe, against number 30. That's Caleb Scott, and that's his third personal. North Carolina native. And Rhode Island had one of the Mitchell twins fighting for positioning, and nonetheless, the whistle goes against Scott, who comes out of the game with 3 personals.
I think what we're seeing early here from Rhode Island defensively is some great adjustments by David Cox, really honing in on Ma and some of the other key players in the first half, like Rawls, not letting them get those open looks like they had in the first half.
Makai Mitchell misses. Makel Mitchell with the second chance misses. It's out of bounds and will become Panther basketball. Kind of an odd sequence there for Rhode Island's offense. Rhode Island looking to continue this perfect streak at home. Haven't lost a game inside the Ryan Center. Their first 3 games of the season were all here at home. BU, Bryant, Boston College, all wins for Rhode. Again, Georgia State has been in this position before as a traveling violation. But their only loss comes on the road at Richmond, an Atlantic 10 team.
And this team can compete with the best of them when fully healthy. They have, as we mentioned, a plethora of different scorers, a lot of guys who can contribute defensively. This Georgia State team will be a team to watch in March.
Shepard kicks it out for Leggett, who drills it. Ishmael Leggett now has 14 points. Shepard gets the assist.
There's going to be a technical here, though, Stone.
Let's see where this happens, but take a look at the replay of the shot, too. But you're right, Kyle, technical foul. No, I don't believe so. Let's take a look at this first.
Yeah, Shepard with a great move to the basket, slicing through the zone. Great look to Leggett, wide open for 3.
So now the officials will conference as well. I don't know what the call was. Kyle, did you see technical?
You know, it seemed like an off-the-ball kind of situation, and Elamine seemed specifically upset. And it appears it's not a technical, but just an off-the-ball foul.
That's exactly what it is, just a foul against Makai Mitchell. But Leggett continues to heat up. He's into double figures after a couple threes here in the second half, 14 points. He's 4 off of his career high as a jump shot goes good for Jamal Kleiss.
And that's Kleiss's first points of the day getting on the scoreboard. Another guy who doesn't play a ton of minutes for the Panthers, but will have to today.
15-point game in Kingston, Rhode Island. Just about 16 minutes remaining in the second half. Leggett dishes it down low. The ball is loose. Georgia State fighting for it. Hitting the deck is Walker. Elamine spots for 3, and he's off the mark. And Ma grabs the long rebound.
Another weird offensive possession there for the Rams as Rawls drives to the basket.
Rawls drives, can't finish. Walker cleans it up. Malik Martin checking at the next whistle for Rhode.
To focus on, staying patient and getting good looks down the stretch.
Shepard threw up a runner in the paint, no good. But it's a foul on the floor, I believe is going to go against Williams.
Georgia State foul charge number 12, Kane Williams. His second personal foul, team foul number 6.
6th team foul on the Panthers with still 15:31 remaining. As Shepard throws it well into Elamine. Rams trying to go back inside the interior, and it's slammed home. Nice slam dunk for Makai Mitchell. Throws it up and in with 2 hands.
An explosive post move there from Mitchell. Just rips through to the right. Easy power jam for 2.
56-39, Rhode Island extending. Baseline, Williams drives and lays it up and in. Kane Williams with a nice play along the baseline, near side. puts it up and through, deficit back to 15.
Yeah, Williams not shooting the greatest today, 2 of 6 and 0 of 2 from downtown, but always finds a way to put points on the board. He's got 10 for the Panthers to go along with 4 rebounds and 6 assists.
Elamine controlling, now gives way to Martin. Rams work it along the perimeter now. Shepard throws up a 3, no good. Walker tips it up. Martin saves it, and Rhode Island has another possession as Makai Mitchell misses a 3 and a rebound for Williams.
Not a bad look there for Mitchell, but you'd like to see the Rams take their time on that one.
Williams drives the opposite direction, and we will have free throws with just under 14:30 in the second half. Let's take a look here at this dunk here from Makai Mitchell.
Like I said earlier, just an excellent rip through, drive to the basket for the easy jam. Great move by Mitchell.
It's a shooting foul, and Kane Williams is on the line for the Panthers. He has 2.
So Williams with 10 points. Nice full stat sheet for Kane as he makes his first. And he continues to impress from the free throw line. 7-7.
As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Stone, Kane Williams, the all-time leading free throw maker for Georgia State. And as you mentioned, 7 for 7 today. Can really get it done at the line.
This is back to a 13-point affair. Rhode Island has beat Boston College twice this season in the non-conference. Once here at home at the Ryan Center, once last week in Daytona as Walker underneath. Thought maybe Caleb Scott had gotten the free block on him, but Scott's whistled for the foul. That's his 4th.
We didn't see Scott a lot in the first half. He got the start, but as we'll see here, Walker, just a great move to the basket. Scott coming down, you know, the ref is always going to call that when you move your hand down on the offensive player like that.
So Antoine Walker now with free throws for URI. Misses the front half. Antoine, a freshman at Georgetown back in 2017-18. A Georgetown team that last night lost to an Atlantic 10 school. St. Joe's took down the Hoyas out in Anaheim. We talked about that odd, or not so much odd, but unusual loss for St. Bonaventure. They returned from winning the Charleston Classic, and they lose to Northern Iowa at home. Not exactly what most A-10 fans were expecting this season.
And it feels like this year, Stone, the A-10 might be a little bit deeper. You know, usually we see a top-heavy Atlantic 10 conference with a couple teams as the headlines for tournament bids. But this year, you know, St. Bonaventure losing, teams like St. Joe's beating Power 5 conference teams. This conference is really deep.
Along the baseline, Williams drives. He gets blocked away partially, I believe, by Makai Mitchell. And Rhode Island comes up with it. Martin loses it, goes back up. He can't handle it. And the rebound into the awaiting hands of Brooks. Williams, the opposite direction, misses the layup bid, but he'll get 2 free throws.
Williams wanted that finish. Just a great job pushing the floor there from the Panthers. Williams with a great Euro step to the basket, just couldn't get the finish to go.
Georgia State looking for their 15th program victory over an Atlantic 10 school. Again, they have some history here with URI, home and home in 2011 and 2012. That, of course, during the Jim Barron era. Up and through. Georgia State very much hanging around here, just a 12-point affair.
Yeah, Rob Lanier has done a great job of coaching this team, and you can tell how well coached they are by their resilience and their ability to stay in this game despite their lack of depth.
Elamine for 3, got it, nothing but the bottom of the net. Ishmael Elamine. Rawls last year had 11 points against Rhode Island as a member of the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Rhode Island went out to Western Kentucky, lost by 3, 68-65. So Rawls familiar, also made the trip here to Kingston at the front end of a home-and-home with Western Kentucky as a member of the Hilltoppers, with Rhode Island back in 2019. Nonetheless, some familiarity, but his Georgia State Panthers are down by 18. Martin with an offensive rebound, goes back up and knocks it through. 20-point affair, 66-46.
Martin's so powerful, misses the original free throw line jumper, but just attacks the basket and gets the rebound easily for the follow-up bucket there.
So the Panthers will work it into the hands of Williams. Williams kicks it. Extra pass to Ma in the corner. Nice looking shot that's off the mark. And Sebastian Thomas with a rebound.
Yeah, Ma, the leading scorer for the Panthers in the first half, hasn't scored yet in this second half.
As Leggett hits, Sebastian Thomas kicks it to Leggett, who knocks it through. That one's blocked away by Mikhail Mitchell. And Rhode Island starting to assert some dominance. Thomas dishes it, and it's out of bounds. I think it went right through the legs of Antoine Walker.
Thomas pushing the break hard there, maybe a little too hard. But we'll see here. Thomas pushing the break again, finding Leggett wide open in the corner for three. Leggett's been stellar from downtown tonight, shooting 4 of 6. And he's got 17 points for the Rams.
His game high, or rather career high, is 18. He's done that twice. Last time was the first game of the season against Bryant, as the Rams and Panthers will disagree on who that's out of bounds on. Nonetheless, the 3 men in stripes rule it Panther basketball. As Ma will inbound. Shot clock down to 12 seconds. And it's taken away. Thomas has it. Kicks it to Walker inside, and a nice extra pass. Antoine Walker with the find to Mikhail Mitchell. And Mikhail now with 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists.
And that's to go along with 3 blocks. Stone, the Rams really finding their rhythm here, getting stops on defense and turning it into offense with the fast break.
Inside again for Georgia State, no good. Martin fighting for the rebound and comes up with it, and will give way to Sebastian Thomas inside the final 10 minutes of the second half. Leggett thinking 3 again, and that's a miss. Long rebound to Leggett.
Another great defensive possession from the Rams, and they'll push the floor here.
Post up for Mikhail Mitchell. Gets it to Sebastian Thomas, cutting, and he's pushed. Hits the deck and will get free throws.
The Rams really in a flow offensively here. Mikhail Mitchell catching it in the post there, staying nice and patient, as we mentioned. A key factor for the Rams today, staying patient on offense. He finds Thomas, cutting to the basket, and Thomas will have 2 free throws at the line here.
Just his second career trip to the free throw line. He went 1 of 2 against Florida Gulf Coast. And that one rimmed out.
Substitution for the Panthers.
As coming in for URI is Aliri Olifalai.
And replacing Antoine Walker.
Yeah, we might start to see some players that are deeper on the Rams bench sub into this game now with their 28-point lead.
Iofalai comes into the game having only played just a couple minutes in Rhode Island's first game of the season against Bryant. So he'll come in and get, I would suggest, or at least think, a bulk of the minutes remaining in this game. And sorry, against BU he appeared. In just 11 seconds of work, though.
Yeah, if you remember, he came in very fast after Mikhail Mitchell fouled out, and Mikhail Mitchell subbed out with an injury, but Mitchell was able to shake it off, and Iofalai was subbed out in the next dead ball. A guy who hasn't had a lot of experience for the Rams so far in his career, but could get some key reps today.
They had some really good academic institutions after him in his recruiting trail. Ivy Leagues, Patriot League teams. Air Force with an offer, Rice as well. As working inside and losing.
Sized man here against Mitchell, but both have been battling all night long.
Ball's brought up by Evan Johnson. He started today's game. Pull up Johnson. That one rolls through. A three-point bid for Evan Johnson, and it goes through.
Yeah, Johnson's a guy the Panthers really needed today to step up and be a scorer for them. He's only got 6 now, but let's see if he can get going here later in the second half.
Mitchell worked himself inside the paint, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Panthers. But a good opportunity here for Rhode Island with a lot less pressure now with the comfortable lead to work against a zone as a triple goes through over the zone for Jeremy Shepard. And Rhode Island's three-point shooting hot here in the second half. Georgia State just 1 of 7 from deep in the second half, though. Rhode Island flirting with a 30-point advantage as it's a miss. Sebastian Thomas with a rebound, and the Rams with a chance to extend.
Yeah, and the Rams obviously have been steaming hot from downtown in the second half, but the defense, like you mentioned, has been something really to highlight as the Rams are holding them now to 14 of 40, just 35% from the field.
And it looks like we have a foul. It's going to go against Georgia State. Kalik Brooks. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's Williams.
And there seems to be a little bit of chatter going on, Stone, between Makai Mitchell and Jamal Cleese, 2 guys that we mentioned have been going at each other tonight.
And the second technical of this contest, first for Makai Mitchell. So free throws now upcoming for Rawls.
He has 2 free throws.
So Rawls will get 2 free throws after the technical. First one up and good. We saw Rob Lanier already get whistled for a technical today too. Jeremy Shepard made 2 free throws for Rhode Island after that technical, and now Rawls returns the favor. He goes 2 of 2 after the Makai Mitchell technical foul.
Yeah, and that's something that David Cox will want to clean up, certainly. You know, the Rams with a 26-point lead here, just 6 minutes to go. A very unnecessary technical there from Makai Mitchell, something that Cox will want to get out of his team's habits.
Makai hits his first. Rhode Island's last game here of the month of November. Second one up and through. Baldwin.
Yeah, Baldwin playing for his dad over there in Milwaukee. Could prove a challenge for the Rams, but obviously the PC game coming up on December 4th. That'll be the big one to highlight. A huge rivalry between Rhode Island and Providence.
That's exactly right. Rob Lanier's squad does have some notable games on their season left. They'll play Mississippi State later on in this year. Of course, again, they are highly suggested as the favorite to win the Sun Belt.
Substitution for the Panthers, number 30, Caleb Scott.
Scott comes back into the game, even though he has 4. Brooks comes out. And there's Lanier again. 7th season as an NCAA Division I head coach, excuse me.
Got confused with his cousin Bob there.
Yeah. Spent some time as a coach at Siena. And you mentioned it, Kyle, his connection to Rick Barnes, who Rhode Islanders will know as the former head coach of the Providence College Friars. Martin has at the top of the key for Rhode Island. Shot clock down to 10. Rams can use that clock to their advantage now as Sebastian Thomas drills a 3.
And there's
He's
that
into the scoring sheet.
There's that patience, again, Stone, that patience in the offense. Thomas looking for open players first, finds himself wide open for 3 and knocks it down easily.
A nice 3-point bucket from the Rhode Island native. Providence, Rhode Island represented. As that's a miss, Walker grabs the rebound, and again, Rhode Island can use it to their advantage, the clock, and begin to just slow things down a bit.
Yeah, and the Rams with a much-needed big victory here after, as we mentioned multiple times, a struggle in Daytona.
Martin misses a 3. 5 minutes remaining in the second half. Here come the Panthers, and 2 foul shots upcoming now. This is going to go for Jordan Rawls.
Sebastian Thomas, his 3rd personal foul. Team foul number 9.
Here's a look here at this Thomas 3. Drilled it.
2 free throws.
Yeah, he was left wide open there. We saw that happen earlier in the game, and he missed it, but Thomas taking advantage that time.
Rhode Island, the difference so far today has been that second half scoring. 41-18, Rhode Island has outscored Georgia State here in the second half.
We're going to see for the first time in his Rhode Island career now, Tress Berry, the redshirt freshman. He'll get an opportunity to get some good reps here for the Rams.
People really excited to see Tress Berry play. Been waiting a long time now, again, after redshirting last year. But the second half shooting has been great for Rhode Island. Berry will get in on the action. Iofalai in there with Walker, Elamine, and Shepard. Iofalai from the corner, and that one rimmed out. Strong rebound for Kleiss as it's up ahead and out of bounds. As Ma comes back into the game and Kleiss heads out.
I wouldn't be deceived by this scoreline if you're watching and thinking Georgia State, what's going on. Georgia State is a team that we mentioned are missing a lot of key players and have shown a lot of impressive skills tonight despite missing those players. They're definitely a team that could win that Sun Belt Conference and make an appearance in March.
Shepard for three, and Rhode Island continues to pile it on from deep.
It just feels like they can't miss right now from three, Stone.
The shooting performance is elegant for Rhode Island. Shepard the steal, Elamine back to Jeremy, now to Walker, who slams it home.
And the ball movement, Stone, just excellent there on the fast break. It was Elamine to Shepard, back to Elamine. Shepard to Elamine, back to Shepard, and then to Walker for the easy jam, and that'll put the Rams up 33 now.
Rhode Island's second half scoring is elegant as Williams elevates. Rhode Island in the second half.
For 11 from the line tonight. Sorry, 12 for 12 make that.
Rhode Island up now by 31, 87-56. Sebastian Thomas feeds it to Antoine Walker. Walker with the post up and the kick out to Berry. Shot clock is down to 9. Backdoor cut, and Iofalai couldn't handle it. It's out of bounds and becomes Georgia State basketball.
And we'll see number 31, Parnell Pierre, sub in here.
Now that's Pierre's first action of the season. So Pierre comes in. A walk-on from New Jersey in his freshman season. Missed his whole senior year with a torn Achilles, so he's probably been itching to get back onto a basketball court. And he's in now for, I would guess, the duration of this game. Inside 3 minutes remaining. Ma thought about it, jump stopped backwards. A deep three, and well off the mark, and a foul goes against.
Up 17 and 19 per game, respectively. That's a whole other 36 points that they're missing.
The case.
They could be right back in this game with those two.
You're absolutely right. They average 81 points per game on the season. And 88-56. Rhode Island up big.
Yeah, and the Rams will just want to finish strong, not give up any silly baskets, and just play solid defense and offense. Make Coach Cox happy as Pierre fouls there.
Yeah, foul's going to go against Pierre. And heading back to the line will be Williams.
His first personal foul, team limit.
So Pierre whistled for his first foul.
For the Panthers, he has 2 free throws.
And there it is, 12 of 12. Just outstanding.
Even when he's shooting poorly tonight, he's shooting 2 of 10 from the field. He's always able to get those points at the line.
And he's just 1 win shy of being the winningest player in program history. And he hits again. Very impressive.
I mean, you really don't even see a lot of NBA players going 14 for 14 from the line.
That's a good point. Thomas to bring it up. Rawls playing one-on-one defense against him. Pierre feeds it to Walker. Walker with the post up, turns around, can't hit. Berry cleans it up, can't finish. Walker again. And we have a foul that I believe will result in Trez Berry getting some free throws.
Berry, you can just tell he's got a huge smile on his face. Looks really happy to be out there finally for the Rams. Getting some key reps early in the season here against Georgia State. He could get his first 2 points of his career here at the line.
And looks like Kleiss is fouled out of this game.
Trez Berry comes to the line for the Rams. He has 2 free throws.
So Trez Berry now gets 2. Berry just went 1 of 2 on his last trip. And he goes now 1 for 1 on this trip thus far. Berry had not played until this game in this season. Second one is up, and that one off the mark. About 2 minutes remaining.
It's incredible effort here from Kane Williams. Continuing to drive to the basket. You know, it's a 31-point game. That can be very demoralizing for players. But Kane Williams never puts his head down, just keeps attacking, and keeps putting points on the boards for the Panthers.
And that might inevitably be the biggest thing that you can take away from this game, if you're Georgia State, is being able to continue to put your heart in, as he's now 15 of 15 from the free throw line.
I mean, what's the record at the Ryan Center for most made free throws in a game?
And the miss. 15 of 16, though. Impressive nonetheless. Falai has it. Now to Berry at the top of the key.
And the Rams just taking their time, running through their offense, trying to stay disciplined here as Walker with a great post hook there.
Nice play from Antoine Walker. Rhode Island outscoring the opposition in the points in the paint 32-12, as that one might have been blocked away by Falai. If not, just couldn't get it high enough to kiss it off the glass were the Panthers. And again, Rhode Island can slow it down.
We mentioned Walker has had a great stretch here for the Rams. Another great night for him. 13 points on 5 of 7 shooting. 1 of 1 from downtown. Go along with 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals.
Yeah, Rhode Island has 5 players in double figures, 2 with 20-plus points. Leggett and Shepard each have 20. Let's take a look at the... We'll begin to chat about what's upcoming for Rhode Island. Again, some road trips. They'll return home to Sacred Heart on December 7th, but Harvard, Providence, Milwaukee. College of Charleston is a neutral court game down in the nation's capital. As the shot clock's down to 6. Berry fires it up. Berry hits. 3-point shooting. Rhode Island now 15 of 28. As Trez Berry gets one.
Just needed that one for his confidence. His first reps here for the Rams. Gets that 3 to go. I must mention, I know warm-ups aren't everything, but Berry might have knocked down 12 open threes in a row in warm-ups, and he's showing off his three-point ability there.
6 Rams have hit 3-point buckets. Leggett and Shepard have each hit 5 in this game apiece. And Rhode Island continuing to pour it on here, 94-49. Pierre has it, spinning away. He lost the handle. It's out of bounds. And it'll become Panther basketball with 10 seconds left.
You could tell the Rams really wanted Pierre to get involved there. A guy that they really rally around and brings a lot of energy and chemistry to the team.
And that should do it.